Women's Guild, Muliruddo. Nanyini motoka UBL 319R with the boss be chancellor of the motoka UBL 319R uzibita batadde kwechika ya dekala yayo kuba baye yazise chiwanti na mama ya yukuti.
Celebrants, our priests who have led us in our faith, thank you so much. We appreciate that. Our guests for today are speaking English and Uganda at the same time. Today, people have talked about Spire, the director, Henry, Spire the brother, Spire the father. But I want to talk about my Spire. I think in the family we have 4 Spires, and when I say Spire, I'm talking about my Spire. I met Spire as a very young girl, and we worked together. But Spire loved me despite my flaws. He loved me. He was my friend. He was my confidant, and everything I needed, he provided. If I had a problem, the first number I called, as everyone in office knows. If then I has a problem, call, no one else. And he knew, and he picked my calls, whether on table, and I thank him for that because he respected me. I really want to appreciate the late Mr. Joseph Mutawonga and the late Elizabeth Mutawonga. They raised a wonderful person. Spire loved people that sometimes you feel bad. But he will tell you, I'm a gynecologist. Don't you know you got married to a gynecologist? If someone calls at 2, I have to pick their call. He picked every call. Every call. He knew his calling. He loved being a doctor. He loved treating people. And I thank God who gave him a healing hand, because he healed many people. He loved his colleagues. Even if someone angered him, he would talk about it. Because he would tell me, so and so did this. And then you'd find him laughing with so and so. And you're like, And then he said, I have to tell you, who will I tell? Okay? So I don't know who I'm going to tell. Spire loved his children, like they've said. He was the apple of his eye. But he also loved the boys, groomed into strong, spoiling my boys. You're making them soft. You would always blame me for that. And Robert, Henry, Haley, Danger, I know even though Daddy has gone so quick, that is where the questions come in, why? But I don't know why God decided that, and I leave it into His hands. But I know we shall move on. The family, my in-laws, I'm grateful. I've never seen such in-laws. Everyone loves the other person, everyone helps the other person. So I'm also strong that I know I have in-laws who care. And I know the children will be taken care of. I also want to talk about Spire, the hardworking person. I've never seen someone work like Spire. Actually, most of our petty quarrels came from, you'd say you're overworking yourself. I think there's a time he got a scare, maybe he didn't tell other people. He was in Kusudi Hospital and he got a scare because I think his heart stopped a bit for some minutes. And actually he had a line of patients waiting. So the first person he called was me. He said, you know what? I had a scare. I'm so worried. Let me go and see Dr. Chris if you're around. Let me go and see Dr. Chris and do the echo. By the way, I had also learned some medical terminology. But then he's like, no, Dr. Chris says I'm fine. He's someone who cared about his health, like Uncle Julia said, he will take his blood pressure. I don't know. Because he also cared for me and said, you don't have to eat that. Will you do this? Will you do that? You're going to die before me. And I wish I had taken his place. Because I know he will do everything. I do. But I can't fit in these shoes. They are so big. They are so big. He had a big heart. He loved sharing. He learned something to share freely. Maybe to make a correction, the IVF masters he had completed and he had passed. And he was excited. And he had enrolled on another master's program at that time. That is this. You said this is the last one. He always wanted, and if he set his heart onto doing something, however much he thought, I think fair people can bear me with me. However much you discourage it. And just time to say, your my negative voice, get away from here. Because he has spent a whole 1.5 years, that is also where my other pain is. Spire has spent a whole 1.5 years trying to form an IVF clinic. I feel sad when these mothers come to me, they can't have children, they are so sad. So we started the first year, things didn't go well, he had hiccups, he had what? And I told him, why don't you leave it? Because he was paying rent every month, but the place was not working for 1.5 and paying a lot of money. He was also paying employees who are not doing, because he wants to keep them. And I were picking eggs on Wednesday. And I was like, now ladies lay eggs like chicken last week. Wait, no, that's the time. We are picking eggs on Wednesday. Our first patients for the clinic are on Wednesday. Wednesday, he woke up very early in the morning. He didn't even have breakfast. He was very excited. These are the first patients because he talked about friend care. This is my baby. He birthed the baby. He had started nurturing the baby. Friend care, please. I know it's a group of gynecologists, and I trust in you because Spire has been talking good things about you. Please keep his dream. Make it a reality. And maybe the other thing I want to emphasize, he told me you have Robert and Henry because he's been directing them in the medical. If I build Henry, who is going to work in Henry? And fight, let them do what they want. And he said, no, you need to guide the children. So I think he has guided you well from senior one. Okay? And his dream, Femme Care People, his dream was one of his sons taking over his place. Because he said only one of them, if only one of them could join Femme Care. Henry Hospital, I can't live without talking about you. Spire loves Henry. We started Henry together. I think that time we used to call it Bernadette's Clinic. Then he said, but the name Bernadette. People may think. So he changed it to Henry. Yeah, in Henry and Robert, probably. But he loved Henry. And all his life he has worked for Henry. But like Dr. Justin has said, in the last 3 months, because he told me, you see, I want Henry to stand on its own. I don't want Henry to be chikundu. Because if chikundu goes away, then what? What does Henry become? So he started creating systems to make sure that Henry stands on his own. Uncle Julius, you've done tremendous work. You've driven him, you've advised him, you've brought a lot of things to Henry, you brought a lot of good changes. Uncle Julius, I trust you, and I know Spire has been talking about you. With Julius on board, Henry cannot go down. Uncle Julius is Dr. Julius Louis, but we call him Uncle Julius. Uncle Joe is not here, but he's the administrator for Henry. So Uncle Joe, Spire has also been grateful to Uncle Joe. He brought Henry from some place and put it somewhere. And Uncle Joe, Uncle Julius, plus the new board of directors that joined us, please keep Spire's candle burning, because Henry was his dream, though he had now moved to Femme Care. You know, for him, if it's a dream, it has to come. Thank you so much. And Pambera said, when now, neighbors our family. Godi, Tata Godi, tubeebaza okutubeererawo. Bakyala bannange abamu nyimiridde nabo wano bano be mulaba, abalala simanyi lwaki temwazze naye mumanyi bwe tukikola, kubanga ffenna twafumbira mu family eya Mutawonga. We call ourselves the Mutawonga family, and it's a unified family. Everyone looks out for each other. Bakwano ba Dr Spire bangi kubanga nze yaŋŋamba nze bwe ndifa simanyi ono batuuze. Bw'obeera wano mbisaamu amaaso naye wena bajja kujja wano simanyi kyono batuuze. And when we parked there, I told Robert and Henry, look at all these cars. All these people are here for Daddy. Thank you for keeping the love. Thank you for loving Spire. And I want you to remain with that picture of the loving Spire, the hardworking Spire, the loving Dad that you know. Don't be distracted. Don't be distracted. For me, that is the Spire I know, the hardworking person, but most importantly, the loving man. Thank you so much, and thank you for coming to pray for Spire and send him off. I know he's happy where he is, seeing that you're all here. Sorry, I beg my pardon. People from MOA, thank you so much for being here. Makerere University, I've seen, please stand up for recognition. Thank you so much for coming. My siblings, my family, those ones know how I feel. I'm grateful that you're all here. Thank you so much. If I've missed anyone, people from our home area, Zana, Lubowa, those who came yesterday and stayed with us throughout the night, it was really touching. When everyone had Spire had gone, people just rushed home to see, is it true? I was also still doubting, is Spire gone? And I would look and say, he will come and just come through the corridor. And I've seen him, he's gone. And I remember what he told me. When you die, you're dead. There's nothing that you can do. That was Spire. Thank you so much.